Hey everybody, this is Eli Freestone and you're watching my Week 3 reflection video for Application Deployment 1, Term 1402. This week is our Milestone 2 update. This week I kind of struggled a bit actually. I think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew as far as what I set for my goals. Although I did get most of them done, I'm not particularly happy with the way I got them done. I think it's a bit hacky, and there was one of them that I only got partially done. So anyways, let's go ahead and get going here. I'm displaying via Air Server for my iPad. Let's go ahead and launch the application. I decided to go with Parse instead of iCloud. It's a lot better framework, and it also offers a lot of stuff outside of just the back-end service part for syncing my items. The first screen obviously is my login screen, but I'm using the Parse login. It's part of their framework. You can actually custom skin this to get rid of the Parse logo and add your own and all that good stuff. Unfortunately, I just haven't had time for it yet. You can still create logins, sign up, so on and so forth, but it's not actually required for the application. So you can just hit the X in the top left corner, and that'll take you straight through, and it won't affect the functionality of the application whatsoever. So anyways, let's go ahead and do that. And I do have the core data being filled up with default data if you don't have anything in your store. That way there's always items that you can test for deleting and editing and whatnot. I did get my CRUD fully functional though with core data. That actually took a vast majority of my time though. I knew it was going to be rather complicated just because core data is very robust, but it was a lot more complicated than I really expected because of the way getting everything, all the different views and everything to really play nice with each other, and get rid of not only the item from display but also deleting it from core data from the storage was actually pretty complicated. As you can also see, my recent items shows all of the items. I was able to get that to do just the 5 most recent items perfectly fine. Everything was great until you tried to edit that list. If you just deleted any of those 5 items, it crashed the application, as opposed to I tried to get it to set up so it would automatically rebuild that array and then repopulate, but it just wasn't doing it in the right order. It wasn't doing it fast enough, so it was crashing it, stating that it was out of range. So unfortunately at the moment it is displaying all of them as well as the all items tab. But they do fully function. You can even, let's go ahead and just delete a few here, and then I'll pop back over to the all items and show that it does update to that. Here, we'll just delete a bunch of them because then I'll only have to sync 5 items to the server when I show you that part. Anyway, so let's go ahead and go over to all items. It did it really fast, but it did blink and delete those again. So let's go ahead and edit one of them. This is another one that I'm not quite happy with. The edit does work perfectly fine with the core data object. So we're just deleting the LG in parentheses after Google. Here, let's go ahead and write edit after that too. Alright, we'll go ahead and save it, and it saves. If you notice, the detail screen though still says LG. It didn't update. I did get this to partially work, but it caused other issues with the actual core data items. So I did have to get rid of that. But if you click all that, go back to the all items or recent items, you notice that the item itself has been updated. It just doesn't update the detail view. Alright, so anyways, let's go ahead and add a new one, and we're going to also sync this one individually. Well, let's call this sync test. Something I also noticed actually when I was getting ready for this video, I didn't actually set up anything to state which of these fields are required. You can actually just click save, and it just gives you a bunch of null fields. Unfortunately, I didn't even realize that when I was writing the code. I was so busy trying to figure out the whole picture that I missed several little details like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and sync to the cloud server and then go ahead and save. As you notice, it did pop up on here, and then let's go ahead. Here is the data part of parse. Let's go ahead and refresh here, and we'll show that so we have sync test right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop over to settings and show that the all sync works. The image sync does not work. However, the images being linked to different items is actually the one thing that I didn't quite get finished with yet. And I'll get to that in just a sec. Let's go ahead and refresh again, and then all of the items are in there. Alright, so as far as the images go, I was able to actually use Asset Library to grab the URL of the image, but that is as far as I've gotten so far. I haven't actually been able to apply that image to the item itself. It does technically link to that item in way of the URL, but yeah, I don't really consider that finishing up that one particular milestone. So that would be the one thing that I really, in my eyes, really fell short on, although there's several other things, just the way I coded everything, that I don't think I did very good, just because I think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew as far as all the different things I wanted to get done this week, especially with when I didn't even know what backend server I was going to use. I was originally planning on using iCloud, but unfortunately with our provisioning profiles, I wasn't able to get that working just because I don't have an actual legitimate profile to use iCloud. Parse actually ends up working a whole lot better anyways, but that's really a different story. I just spent a lot of time not working on it, so I kind of had to really jump the gun and make it work, not necessarily make it work the best way. So yeah, I'm not particularly happy with that. So yeah, anyways, I guess that's about it. This has been Eli Freestone, week 3 for milestone 2 of ADP1, term 1402. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.